What's in your space these days? What are you? What is in your life, and how are you handling things in your life these days?
These days, I think what's on my mind is scholarship, a bit of learning, a bit of writing, lots of music production. I'm coming up with a new music genre, the African spirituals,
All right.
which I'm working on quite. I've done about 200 songs in that space already, so I'm quite intensely involved in that space.
Wonderful.
Plus, over and above that, just the basic business running and consulting in organizations.
Wonderful. Now, you, of course, are an evangelist, a preacher. We've done quite a lot of work with you as MelVee Productions. And today I thought we would pull out some of the very key issues that are plaguing our societies, whether in Africa or globally, and even within the church. And let's have a dialogue and talk about how should we handle some of these things from your perspective, of course, according to you. You always say, according to Maponga J.
The gospel, according to
Maponga J. Yeah. Now, let's talk about the issue of forgiveness. In our churches, in our homes, and in our families. It's a big issue. The Bible talks about it. How do you think churches, families, and individuals should actually handle the subject of forgiveness?
It is a key issue, bearing in mind that we are moving over into a new dispensation from our forefathers who believed everything that was said in front, and the pastor was the most educated in the community, together with the headmaster, and then came the teachers, and then everybody else. So, but in our generation now, the pastor actually, in some cases, they were least educated. Yeah. Because we walk into churches where guys are doctors and PhDs and etc. So that the era of information is fast dawned on us. As a result, the people that we are dealing with now can no longer just be given everything to swallow. In the midst of that, information has brought with it different understanding. Yeah. That different understanding has grown into divisions. Divisions have turned into separations and etc. Like particularly, I would speak as a Seventh Adventist church in South Africa, so that I can put this into context.
Absolutely, yes.
That all of a sudden, our generation has started asking critical questions on property, for example, on money, on investments, on church structures, whose name is on the documents, whose ID is what, which and for me are genuine questions. Unless the church can come forward and say, we have a church system, God's church, but it's being run by human beings. Yeah. But we believe still in the mission of the church. Now, in the midst of that, we've had lots of divisions. Families have broken apart. Colleagues who grew up together and work together have fallen apart. And families and divorces is high. And for another day, I would take it through my own space also, but not for today. But having said that, I think that the communion service and its use has been undermined greatly. Okay. I passed it once and I don't think it settled well in some of my friends. And I said, what type of a minister would I be if I cannot wash another minister's feet? Because we happen to share a different theology, a different ideology. We share a different way of interpreting things. And our generation now faces people who have become so emotional in their divisions that it has ended up breaking the church apart. And I think the solution is forgiveness. Not to forgive so that you feel better. I forgive so that I can be free. Because as long as I keep you in prison, I must watch over you that you don't escape.
Absolutely. And like someone says, if you hate someone and you don't forgive them, it's like drinking poison and expecting them to die. Yeah. You're the one who dies. So forgiving actually is liberating to you. Now, and I think the church in South Africa, like you mentioned, has really gone through a severe period of division. Whether it's racial, whether it's within our different African groupings. And what would be, for in terms of your view, what would be the cutting issue that you think should actually be done practically? Because forgiveness, you can talk about it, but how do you actually do it practically?
We have a problem of self-hate as a people. So I don't want to look at Africans and fragment them. Yeah. I want to look at them and put them in one pot so that we can say, as an African people, we have a common umbilical cord that joins us together. They say in a Nigerian proverb, don't fight an enemy in the dark. You could be fighting your own brother. Yeah. Like I've said on some of my recordings earlier on, that you would find that a Shumba in Zimbabwe, who is a Banda in Malawi, is a Sibanda in the other side, is in Sibande Ngumgonyama.
Yeah, it's one and the same.
It's Shoko, it's Piri,
Yeah.
it's Mtweneng, it's Kabo, it's Mkwena,
Yeah.
Ngwenya, Kushungo.
Yeah.
Which actually, these totems, in as much as people might say, hey, demonic and what in any hurry, actually we are connected by far much more intricate. If you just pick one modern African family that is functional in terms of their knowledge.
Yeah.
Who is your father, who is your mother, who is your aunt, and who did your uncle marry, and etc. And you sit one family together.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked that you're actually related to almost everybody. So
That's
I would want to say categorically that Christianity has brought division because it has undermined the cultural links that we have at our own local African cultural space, and have replaced all that with the blood of Jesus. And all of a sudden, people now have a superior blood that
to the one
undermines
that
everything that they are. To such an extent that some of the Africans, when they become Christian, they literally excommunicate themselves from the function of their own families. So a solution for me would be to say, as African people, we be aware first that we are migrating slowly from a communal mentality to an individualistic family, me, my wife, and my kids, sort of an idea. And that environment is only leading us to the verge of capitalism and collapse of the final family structures.
And actually, I've seen it even happening in most of our congregations. And one colleague of mine said, our relationships have been limited to happy Sabbath, and it ends there. To really know who's the person behind the happy Sabbath.
I lost my brother a few months ago. To get a phone call from some of my friends, I thought we were friends, asking me, where do you stay?
Wow. At the time when there's
where
a funeral.
do you stay? People had no address.
Yeah.
And I've known some of these guys for 5, 10, 15, and it just dawned on me that, oops, we're in this concrete jungle, and it's possible that you could actually be living an individual life and be lonely in the midst of friends.
Let alone to bring it back to hurting one another and feeling the obligation to want to forgive one another, because we don't live in the spaces where we interact that often.
We in fact, I want to attribute that to the human conscience, but also want to attribute that to the Christian dogma itself, which has said, as long as you are in the truth, as long as you have said the truth, you don't have to care about how everybody else is feeling. So we'd even use truth to butcher each other.
Yeah.
I would kill you, and I'm thinking I'm doing God a favor.
Wow.
Because I'm cleaning up the house of the Lord of this rubbish that is
and sending you out.
So people have literally become, instead of us looking at Christianity as a way of loving our brother, this has come as a way of actually hurting and hating our own brothers and our own blood.